My recording? Yes. Hi, this is Lori.
And this is Peter.
And we're with Action Heroes LA, the subsidiary of Heroes Character Rental Service, with our latest review. But before we start, we wanted just to announce Hamilton decided to take a break from doing reviews, so he will not be joining us on a regular basis, but he may be back for some special reviews. You know, everybody's got real life, he wanted to take care of some stuff, had take some time off and focus on some real life stuff. So we wish you the best. We miss you, Ham. We always love your opinion.
We do miss you. We wish you were back.
Yeah, we can't wait till you come back and join us for some special screenings. But tonight we have goddamn subtitles came back on. I just shut those off. I guess it's on a loop. I guess every time it loops, it's just like...
Okay.
Anyway, we're reviewing...
King Richard.
King Richard starring... Will Smith, of course.
Will Smith.
Aunjanue Ellis, a name I did not want to forget. Sinayya, Sidney, Demi, Singleton, Tony Goldwyn, and John Bernthal. Excuse me. Who are those in?
Very well acted movie.
Very well acted movie. It was produced. I don't have a director on this. Oh no, director Reinaldo Marcus Green. Anyway, this is a movie about Richard Williams, the father of Venus and Serena Williams.
See, I thought it was a movie about King Richard at first.
Well, it is titled King Richard,
yes.
So but didn't you see the
Oh, the van with Prince on it?
What?
The van that
Oh, it does have that. I thought you said the band as in B.
No.
As in boy.
The van.
Okay, the van, yeah, it was. Okay. So, to God. Anyway, King Richard is a story of Venus and Serena Williams' dad. Mm-hmm. Kind of is it a redemption story or just a kind of a revelation, actually?
I would say more that it was a revelation. Now, I thought I was a pretty good dad. Uh-huh. Until I saw this, and I was like, "Oh shoot! You know what? I could have worked harder."
Wow! Yeah, you have to see it. Yeah, it's very interesting. I think he was such a controversial figure when the girls were coming up through their tennis careers. Starting out, he was very outspoken. He would say and do some crazy things, but this really sheds a light on where he was coming from.
Right.
What kind of life he had, and what they had to deal with as young girls, and it was really.
Well, I thought it was a really good movie, a really compelling movie.
Yes.
I would like anyone to see this.
Yes.
Because. It was just really good. Now, like most movies that are even true stories, I don't know how much of what is depicted actually happened.
Right.
But
now, one thing is Venus and Serena Williams were, I think they're executive producers on this. Mm-hmm. In a way, they were brought on. I don't think they developed the story, but they were brought on. It has their stamp of approval. Mm-hmm. And that can be a double-edged sword. Mm-hmm. Sometimes things can be whitewashed.
Right.
Sometimes when the actual people are involved, they kind of want to shy away from the more controversial stuff.
Right.
And I mean, since he was already a controversial person, it kind of shed a light as well, this is a side you didn't see. That because it's not like they're estranged from their father or anything like that. And he's still alive, by the way. I thought he had passed away. I thought I heard he passed too. But no, he's still alive. But it's kind of like when the divorce happened with their mom, he really just stepped out of the limelight from somebody who seemed like the kind of guy to be, he wanted all of the attention, basically, is what the impression you got from him. But you haven't heard a peep from him since then, and the girls have gone on to their careers. And seeing this movie and kind of the revelation it has is you can see that how that's the person he was.
Well, I even wonder, because he was so dynamic
yes.
in how he approached tennis, which he was not a tennis player, but he taught his girls tennis by reading.
Yeah, he studied it. He decided, I think he saw somebody, I forget what it was, I think one tennis player got paid so much money for a shoe contract or something. It's like, my girls are going to play tennis. So he diligently studied the game, you know, whether he read books, he watched the tennis players, he listened to coaches and things like that. It was really interesting because at one point, where it was, you know, he had two girls, but the professional tennis coaches would only take Venus. So Serena, as home, he would videotape every single like coaching session she had, and they would go back home and teach Serena, you know. So and just that kind of dedication, diligence, that smarts. You know, you probably didn't seem like the smartest guy if you spoke to him, but he was shrewd, he was crafty, and you know, he was determined that his girls would be a success in this world that, you know, was not open to them really.
Right. Well, one of the things that I really liked was his dedication to school.
Yes.
And tennis was, okay, now this is how you're going to make your living. You're going to be a millionaire, but you have to study this.
Right. You have to do your schooling, not just school, but he wanted them to have a life, not just be focused on tennis. Not just be, he wanted them to experience all kinds of things. Yeah.
And this movie just told it. Yeah. And there was just so much to take in. But the way the movie did it, the way the director did it, the way the actors did it, the way the editor did it, it just flowed. So much so, I think I even talked to you about. I might want to see this again because I want to look at the cinematography and the this and the that. But because I just got sucked into this
I think
story.
I think it was really, this could have been, you know, how biopics can be, and especially about real life people. This was very refreshing take on somebody. It's like really trying to reveal the person you didn't know.
And when you say refreshing, it is, and it was very fresh,
enlightening,
enlightening. Yes, and in a lot of ways, it was very raw. It was just like, this is a matter of fact of how this happened. Yeah. And it was just a really, really compelling, a really good story.
All right. I agree. Now I want to go into performances. Will Smith playing the dad. He really, like, the physicality of the father. He really embodies. Yes. Now,
because I had mentioned, wow, he even walks. Yeah. It's like.
Yeah, at the end, of course, they show clips of the real person. You're like, oh wow, he really got that, you know. But one of the things is I was kind of like ambivalent about watching this at first because it was like, I don't know, I know, I'm afraid I'm just going to see Will Smith pretending to be Venus and Serena's dad, and just think of that throughout the whole movie. And I put the movie on. I didn't get to watch it at the time, but I put the movie on for my parents and watched a bit of it, and I was very impressed with his performance. Now, when I did finally get to watch it, you know, I wasn't, you know, his performance is really good, but I was more blown away with Aunjanue Ellis playing the mom. She was in Lovecraft Country.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, so I was blown away. She was great in Lovecraft Country, so it's great to see her here, and she really just brings something to this role of their mom, and the, you know, the dynamic between the husband and wife, and you know, they had their own problems, but they were united in, you know, keeping those girls together, you know. Right. So, and just the really great performances. The girls playing Venus and Serena were very good as well. You know, I always did. I don't know, like the one that playing Venus. I guess they do. You know, there's only so much you can look like a person. But I kept looking at the younger one and thinking she should be playing Venus and the other one should play Serena for some reason. But but I'm thinking of them how they look as adults.
Right.
But as kids, it's like, okay, all right. I couldn't remember how they looked as kids, but yeah, I could see why they cast them that way.
And when they, because there is a point that they show old home movies of them.
Yes.
And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
They really
recreated quite a bit. I also wanted, one of the most effective scenes was the shootout.
Right.
There's something about this movie. They kind of like dug a little deeper than typical biopics do for some reason. And that was just, what he put up with to protect his girls and make sure they focused on tennis. He had a lot of humiliating experiences with like little gang members in the area. And unless this was a dramatization, but I thought it was an effective dramatization, whether it was true or not, kind of showing the danger of the environment they were living in. Even that scene kind of made me jump,
Right.
when he's going, the spoiler alert, this one gang member just runs roughshod over him, and he takes it because he's trying not to cause any trouble, and he gets to the breaking point, and he gets a gun and he wants to take the guy out. But
I think
there's a drive-by shooting does it instead, and I was just like, oh yeah, they're in Compton, that's right.
Compton
Watts in the 80s, it was one of the more effective like gang scenes I've seen in a movie for me.
And the thing is, it very much depicted that the environment that they were in.
Right.
That to raise tennis players in Watts Compton area in the 70s and 80s, it's like, whoa. And you didn't have any money, and when you went to
the struggle was real
to coaches and stuff like that,
right?
They said, "Oh, I'm sorry, these are black girls. They don't play tennis."
Right?
Goes, yes, they do.
Right. They play tennis better than you do, but but it's interesting, like I said, this portrayal is interesting. It was enlightening. It's taking a controversial figure and kind of humanizing him. This weekend, the Janet Jackson documentary was on, 2-part documentary on Lifetime, and I've been watching that. And again, another controversial figure, their father. It's like the Black Man Redemption series going on, because I have another one I'm going to mention. So it was interesting. There was kind of an enlightenment about him. They say, yeah, he was tough, but he was protecting his kids and keeping them off the street. And he's like, he did.
Yes.
They did not get in trouble. Even, most of them later years, they weren't.
Right.
And also coming up, and I'm going to mention this because some friends of mine, I'm so happy for them. The Kanye West documentary is coming out on Netflix that some friends of mine, they made it. And it's exciting. It premiered at Sundance. But that's another controversial figure, that you have one impression of their public persona, and we have all these films and movies or documentary coming out and kind of giving you, well, actually, there's more to them than this.
Right.
So, and I'm looking forward to that one. So it's kind of what's going on right now. There seems to be a theme, but King Richard, it's.
I would say that is something you should go and watch.
Yeah.
It's a.
Shall we wrap it up? You have anything else to say about this movie that we didn't touch upon?
Oh, well, one of the things is that when you said that Will Smith did a great job acting, I know the first few times I heard him speak and his movement, I was like, wait a minute, that's not Will Smith.
Oh, really?
And then after a while I said, oh, wait a minute, but that's who he's playing. And so I had to get into that. So he did a really good job. Really good job.
And he's, one of the things, like when I first saw first saw the clips, it's like he's just so damn likable.
Yeah.
Just as that's why Will Smith is a big star. You can it's on the screen already, and then he gives a really excellent performance in this as well. So that's King Richard. It's on Netflix currently.
Yes, it is.
No, is it on Netflix? No, it's not. I'm sorry. It was on HBO Max for a time.
That's right.
It is not now. I think you have to. It's on video on demand. So, it's pay-per-view, whatever you call it now. So watch it. Tell us what you think, and we out.
We are
like
out.
Like a Venus and Serena backhand. No. We out.
We out.
Like the
Now,
ball, the tennis line.
Yeah. But remember, keep your stance open.
Keep your stance open, people.
Keep it open. We want it open.
We got to keep the stance open. All right? All right?
All right.
We out.